Not Meri Brown stripping down. Okay? Meri Brown is stripping down on her LuLaRoe lives here lately. Look at this. She shows more skin each and every live. That's the only reason I tune in. I ain't even playing. I'm like, well, how much skin we gonna see from Meri today? Oh, there's something about Meri. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. There is a lot of fans and viewers out there from this show that is over here shaking their heads going, Meri, you ain't made us forget, okay? You and your worthy up business ain't made us forget about all the things you done to take from Christine and Janelle. And let me tell you something. Fans have posted screenshots. Oh, and we're going to talk about them all. So let's get right on into it. A fan took to Reddit and posted Robyn and Meri prioritize the expensive taste over the kids. They go on to describe into a lot more detail and added a picture, as you could see. Thinking of Robyn and Meri, they really have a lot in common. A lot has been said about Robyn's love of dolls, jewelry, and prints, which are more important than helping with Isabel's surgery. But the same can be said about Meri in regards to all the kids. Before the show, Meri was exceptionally selfish, demanding equal space and funds for her two-person household that households of 6 and 7 were getting. This financial abuse, while she only had a part-time job, resulted in Christine, Janelle, and their children to struggle more than they would have if the space and funds were divided equitably while Meri and Leon lived high on the hog. Seriously, Meri had a hobby room and Leon had their own room while the other households had to squeeze into their spaces. I provided screen caps of Meri's spacious hobby room. 2 kids could have slept in there and another could have shared with Leon instead of living elbow to elbow. Meri even bragged about how she and Leon ate better than everyone else. Did she? And how she got Leon whatever they wanted. She tried to continue this after the show started by bragging about her expensive taste when Janelle was talking about how she was struggling to feed, house, and clothe her children. At least at that point, Meri had an income through the show and her MLM. Before, she only had a part-time job she would take off from to get more time with Cody. Just as there's no mention of Robyn or Meri helping with Isabel's surgery, there's no mention of Meri sacrificing her expensive taste for Maddie's health crisis before the show. Woo! We calling it out. Let me go ahead and sip this tea. Let me sip it. Hot, hot, hot. Meri and Robyn have a lot in common. They even share the habit of bullying Janelle over her makeup. Cody really traded on Meri for another. And then they go to add screen grabs. So let's go ahead and go look. Look at this. That year for Christmas, and the tradition had just stuck. What is this? Is this Meri's? Oh, this is her hobby room. Okay. I was sitting at my sewing machine. Look at all the stuff. I was sitting at my... okay, well, what's this one? Often Cody would take Meri with him when he worked out of state, which made me very resentful of her. I couldn't just take off from work as she seemed to be able to. But when Meri didn't work, she didn't get paid. I thought it was extremely tacky to blow off work for fun like that, especially when we were so broke. Some of the family clucked their tongues when they saw Cody and Meri drive off on Sunday night after dinner at the ranch, leaving me to go home alone to our house in Powell. Oh, this was screen grabs from their book. Would Robyn say, when we were in Vegas, she went to several rock concerts. Oh, this was about Janelle. And wore black t-shirts and heavy makeup and stuff. Y'all, they would just go blah, is what Janelle was saying. Let's just go by the greatest, most beautiful thing. My belly is growling. I'm going to have to go find me something to eat. Because back then our financial situation was desperate. And I felt like you were taking resources that the family could. Woo, child! Look, called her all the way out. Meri gonna say, I'm sorry for taking something that you thought was yours, Janelle. Y'all, shout out to the eagle-eyed fans and viewers. The dedication is real, and I appreciate y'all so much for this, for putting in that work. Meri had the nerve. Let me get up out of here right now. Let's read what the fans were saying in the comments. And I know Meri and Jen ain't over here acting like Meri is all victim here and then trying to throw Robyn under the bus to distract from Meri's own past. I said what I said. I told y'all from the jump, I can figure out everybody in this cast, okay? I've done got my thoughts and opinions on every single one of them, but Meri is the only one that I've always said there's something about Meri. I can't figure it out. Maybe this is it. She's so dang fake because she's trying to rewrite her past and history. She's trying to make it into her own, just like Robyn. And then when it goes awry, here she goes, and here her friend Jen goes, making fun of Robyn and Cody and being salty birches. I said what I said. Worthy up. Meanwhile, we're supposed to forget about all this stuff I had done forgot about. So thank you to the eagle-eyed, dedicated fans and viewers for this. Because this right here, Meri, you thought we'd forget about this. This person says she went to several rock concerts. Will never not be so funny to me. I'd totally go with Janelle to some shows. You're telling me he worked in logging and still effed up that tree like that? Robyn's talking head about Janelle going to 7 rock concerts and wearing black gives me Major Phyllis from The Office saying, I don't think she's so great. And you know her husband's in a wheelchair, right? You got a lot to learn about this town, sweetie. Close your mouth, sweetie. You look like a trout. Sorry if this is off topic, but in the last photo, Robyn's ugly house looks like how I used to decorate rooms on The Sims. Not The Sims. That's a throwback, ain't it? I kind of go back and forth about the division of money among the households. Okay, let's get on into it. It's something that they should have figured out before it became an issue. How is the family pot divided? Is it equal among households or equal among people? If equal among households, then Meri should be getting the same amount of funds as everyone else. If it's equal among people, then it should have been divided in proportion to the number of people living under each roof. Well, in my personal opinion, all they should have done was budget their bills like normal people and normal households. Figure out how much money you need to have for your bills and your groceries at the end of every month, and then throw in some miscellaneous. It ain't that hard. Speaking from myself and my little old single wide trailer. It's okay. I'm going to get up out this trailer one day. A lot of hard work and dedication. But I'm not sharing my income. And apparently Meri wasn't trying to share hers either with nobody else. Did Meri put in on Isabel's surgery fund? Curious. Yeah, I went there. This person said, yeah, it's tricky. And there was the added layer of Meri's struggle to have more kids. We're not putting that in there, okay? Because that, let me tell you something. Meri's not the only woman in this world with infertility issues, okay? How are you going to sit here and say, like, just let me throw a number out there, okay? How can you sit there and say that it is fine that Janelle and Christine and their kids are struggling to feed their kids while Meri's sitting up in her sewing room, sewing, because her and Leon got plenty of money. But then you gonna use this. Well, Meri deserves more money because she didn't get to have more kids. That don't make a lick of damn sense, and I think people know it. I think people know it. Don't make no sense, but common sense ain't that common. But I'm gonna tell you something. People know how to sit back and think. Okay, sit back and think about it. Sit back and think about it while I'm sitting back, my chair is squeaking so bad. That's because I'm working overtime over here. Let me tell you something, okay? Meri Brown did not deserve the same amount of money as Christine and Janelle. And I said what I said. Because Christine and Janelle had more kids, they needed more money. Duh, that's how it works. That's not punishing Meri for nothing. That's doing what's right and equal. Now, somehow along the line, we got it twisted as, well, Meri was infertile. Meri couldn't have more kids. Poor Meri. She didn't get enough money because that wasn't it. Meri took money and didn't have no complaints about it because she had just as much as expensive taste as Robyn. That's why they got along so well. This person said, I have a controversial opinion. If they weren't great financially, then why have so many kids? I've said this a lot, but it happens every day to everybody down every road, okay? We got folks down this road right now. Folks got 10 kids living in a trailer, knowing they ain't 9, 10 bedrooms in that trailer for each kid to have their own room. You know what I'm saying? These kids ain't even in school, the ones down the road. Why are you having so many kids? You can't afford them. You can't, nope. But that's what people do. It ain't just a cult thing. It's life. That's what people do. People are ignorant, in my opinion. I always said that. Like Robyn's situation, okay? Remember the ex-husband that was so abusive and so evil? I've said this from the jump. If he was so abusive and so evil, why the hell did you lay down, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and have 3 kids by that man? Hello? Something ain't adding up. This person said at least Meri was bringing money into the family. Robyn only drained the family funds for her vanity jewelry hobby. Well, Meri was sitting up in her hobby room sewing. I think Meri was resentful about not being able to have more children and has grown as a person over the years. I see Meri as still being salty. Personally, I also wouldn't like having a decade worth of my behavior put out there for all to see and remind me of. Well, Meri is a grown-ass woman who did sign up to be on this show. She was not forced by anybody. I want to put that out there. They all had a decision. They all said yes to the paycheck and signed their names, every one of them. She was a young wife who was, we're not doing poor Meri. Expensive taste. Just because something is expensive doesn't mean it's tasteful. That it's called expensive taste. Have y'all ever heard of a champagne taste on a beer budget? That shit's real with this family. Janelle should have come right out and said, if you're legit taking food out of my kids' mouth and clothes off their backs, I get that they weren't Meri's kids and all, but I don't know, man. I would have had a hard time buying random shit knowing kids under the same damn roof as me had so much less. That is my whole point. That's my whole point. I thought we, the collective, already knew that Meri was a problem and pretty much got what she gave, and it's why she doesn't have a relationship with anyone except for a very few from the family. She was awful, and it was clear. I would still take her side over Cody's, but never would I take Meri's side over Christine or Janelle's. I agree. Meri thought she was queen of the family. Robyn came in and gave her a taste of her own medicine. It's a shame Janelle and Christine got more bad medicine from Robyn and Cody. And as y'all see, that's just the gist of it, okay? Fans they got a lot of hot opinions on this. Would love to know what y'all are thinking. Don't forget to meet me in the comments below. Brand new episode of Sister Wives airs this Sunday exclusively on TLC at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Set them DVRs. It's going to be good. I have so much more on the way for you, so stay tuned. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like and share this video. Hit that notification bell beside subscribe. Make sure it's set to all so you'll be notified whenever I upload. I love you for watching. I'll see you in my next video or in the comments below.